Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. We have the final game of Season 5, technically speaking. The All-Star game between two teams that don't even have names. So I'm just going to refer to them by whoever appears at the top of the left and the top of the right. But until then, I'm just going to call them Blue Team and Orange Team, because that's what it says. Best of one on Oregon. Map was selected at random. These teams were selected for the most part at random. There were a couple players that initially had signed up to play that dropped out and were subsequently replaced. As well as the fact that because Zanern from Durag was unable to attend, he has been replaced by Toxic Shabusks. A good amount of these players, on an unrelated note, haven't even played in the season. I mean, you have Louis, you have Mikey, you have Toxic. I don't remember if Soares played during this past season of Inferno League, but I don't think so. Anyways, I don't know what to think. This is probably just going to be a frag fest, because even though it's Oregon, which is a very, defender-sided, more tactical map, it's still... I mean, it's 5, for the most part, random players that are all on different teams. You have Siege Stars, you have Aatrox, Durag, what is that, Team Unity, not even on a team, Ascension, not on a team, Think on Ascension, Beyond Reality? No, Dark Reality, pardon me, and Calibered Kings. So it confuses me. Well, there goes VP from Ascension, formerly known actually as Team Happy Samurai. I guess that was their B team or their second team. I don't know exactly what the dynamic of that was between them and the original Team Happy, but not too long ago they split and became Ascension. I believe they were known as something else before that, but I may be wrong. Okay, I'm gonna give him a moment to load back in, select an operator, and then I will start it back up. Okay. Anyways, looking at the bans, I am not surprised at all. Frankly, there's a Thatcher ban as well as a Maverick ban, which is a bit odd to see both of them gone. Normally it's one or the other more often. I'd say it's the Maverick over the Thatcher on this map. That both of them are very strong secondary supports. It's just there are some differences between the two in terms of what they can really do. You know, how much they can get done, skill level, speed, weaponry as well to an extent. And then the defensive bans, Mira and Kaid, very typical. This is a Mira map. This is probably Mira's strongest map. This is also a Clash map. But then again, Clash takes a very specific set of skills to actually play her. And then the Kaid is very typical. You'd also see Kaid on a lot of maps of this kind. You know, Cafe, Clubhouse. I'd say you'd see it on Theme if we still had Theme in the rotation, Chalet. The difference between this and another map where you commonly see Kaid banned, which would be Club, is that when you ban him, he's mainly just going to affect the basement hatches. You know, you don't really see Kaid played a lot for these top floor hatches when you're defending meeting and kitchen. We are seeing a dining kitchen defense, but most of the times teams will defend meeting and kitchen instead. He's more used for these hatches to go down to the basement, you know, the security hatch, the meeting hatch most importantly, and that lobby hatch. And the other part of it is how much of an effect he has. You know, none of the hatches here, with the exception of maybe this hatch in kids, can be impact tricked. All of them have to be, you know, either electrified or somehow mute jammed, or you shoot it somehow, any utility that's on it. So losing that Kaid means that there's now no real way to hold down something like the E-Box hatch without having maybe an evil eye or somebody watching it either from above or from that very room. And okay, that's great.
And back to where we were.
Zarnog's big fat cock.
Beautiful to hear it 2 times. Both in the stream and now out of the stream.
Holy fuck, bro.
How's it going, sir?
Bro, happened. I went AFK and I come back to being. You're fake, Bluey.
Go do on this, sir. You gotta go do on this.
This is real
Not
quick.
even.
Times.
What are
You
you
have to just be skilled.
I've got. I
put it
got
in the
30
kitchen.
minutes. I got 30 minutes and then I'm going to play ranked. So
I got an hour and 30 minutes, so I gotta play a league game, sir.
if this shit ain't over in 37 minutes, I'm not fucking playing it.
Okay. So you do that.
Like, if we lose really quick or we win.
Easy Bluey.
Can I start it now?
Now you got feed me kills, man. Yeah, you can start
Hey,
it.
we let S2V Bluey drop 35 kills, bro. Holy fuck.
We're back, thankfully. I'll be back. Thank God we're back in action, alright. We are here, everybody. Welcome to the All-Star game. Try number 2. Hopefully this time servers don't crash, because it just suddenly stopped working. And as a result, you know, it was not good. I will say that. And leave it at that. And hopefully, you know, hopefully everything goes according to plan. Hopefully don't have server crashing in. Because that would be bad. That would be very bad.
Attackers have located a bomb. 10 seconds left before insertion. Bomb located by attackers. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers are heading out to
Already given enough exposition, but We have 2 players from Ascension, 1 player from Dark Reality, 1 off roster, technically, if you wanted to consider it that way. 1 player from Kings, Copper Kings. On the orange team, which I will now refer to as Team Daredap, because he's at the top of this lineup here, just by pure luck. And then on blue team, we have, as I say that, Nike will gun down Daredap for the first kill of this match. We have 1 player from Team Unity, 1 player from Aatrox, 1 player from Siege Stars, 1 player that's technically an off-roster, so you can see the Ashe, though, which is Zarnok from Durag getting a double kill on a Mikey as well as BP for a 3-man advantage now in favor of the blue team, which I will christen as Team Zarnok. Considering he is also at the top of his leaderboard. 3K from him, looking for the 4th. He'll almost get it. Sword will gun him down, but it's a very bad spot for him to be in, and Chills gets the double kill and the round for his team. Good opening here for Team Zarnok.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Stop worrying about grenades now. Test active, ready to engage. Laser wire is deployed. See that? Hacker drone head on.
Good opening there for the attacking team, which is a bit surprising. This is a rather defender-sided map. I would have expected that to go the defenders' way, considering that they, pardon me, they are defending pretty much the top site on this map. You could argue that basement's the top site, but they're practically interchangeable. Most teams run either this or basement as their primary site, whichever one they didn't run first is the secondary, and then this first floor, this technically ground floor, as their tertiary site. Now, looks to be a similar lineup to before. Some slight changes to make note of is the castle here from BP, which is an odd choice. There goes Daredap with a frag on Nike. Actually going to get revenge from last round. Nia, however, will take down Mikey to keep it at a 4v4. Keep the even numbers here. And now, looking at how this is going for both teams, I'm not too surprised, really. It's pretty much the 2 teams sort of trying to kill each other out. And Sword, you saw, trying to get a Nitro down, was unable to, but certainly did scare away Bluey as the Nomad will approach once again, looks for another kill here. Looks for something to happen, will try and swing. Is oddly enough face checking. He does have drones available. And I'm sure you can get a teammate to drone him in, considering that they have a total of 7 drones. And as I say that, one of the drones is poached by Amazi, courtesy of Soar. Well done from him, and I just realized what that number below the amount of pests is. That's the number of drones he's captured, I'm assuming. And there goes the castle, pincered out by Zarnok with some assistance from Nia, I believe, or at least some seeming assistance. So you can see Team Zarnok approaching. They're about a minute left in the round to make something happen, but they're at a man advantage here. So you can see the Mute there will trade himself out with Zarnok. Obviously a pretty big kill considering that an M5 was neutralized in exchange. He took out the top frag of Team Zarnok with 5 kills in 2 rounds, which is quite a bit of impact in such a short period of time there for one single player. So So you can see now, Wolfie gonna try and push in here as Mia's the plant potentially. Louis gunned down there by Soar, was not finished off yet though. As Daredap will look for one onto Mia, will get it, stops the plant from occurring as Soar will push forward here. It's pretty much a 1v1. Louis and Daredap are down, so it's up to just Wolfie and Soar, who will actually spot Wolfie. Frag grenade gonna go out, might actually be able to confirm it onto Daredap. No, Soar gonna push back here. Just trying to wait this out really. Try needs to make his way in and get a plant down ideally, or at least get this frag. Soar's just gonna hold the angle. That's all he has to do. He's just on the defense. Swing here from Wolfie, and not enough time for him to get a frag, and no plant from him. That'll be the round there. A good responsive round from Team Daredap. Third round here. As we reach halfway through this first half, I'm not too surprised to see how it's going. It's rather 50-50. I mean, obviously that's the only way that it could be that, or it's completely one-sided. But still, it's interesting to see how these two teams are relatively evenly matched. Obviously, this first round here, the only round that the defending team was claimed, which was that last round, was by time, which is why they don't even have 5 kills yet. But still looking to get something going here as they'll move to the basement site most likely. And looking at their lineup as well as so far how they're setting up, I'm not too terribly surprised. They are opening up this longer sightline into blue and certainly into supply from this
5 seconds left
freezer side. But I don't understand what exactly they're looking to do from that. It doesn't seem to be something that you really want to have happen, especially if you're not going to be holding it. I suppose that they're going to try and have somebody flaying that area. They still have half of their reinforcements left though, which is a bit strange because none of the hatches are reinforced. And this single wall here from pillar to supply, which is pretty influential, mind you, assuming that the attacking team manages to take that pillar side, is gonna make it a lot harder for the defending team to hold that. Now try for Wolfie, the last one left here, as he's trying to deal with losing pretty much his entire team at the cost of 2 players. The quote-unquote team captain and top frag of the orange team, the defending team here, and might be in exchange for pretty much everybody on the attacking team. And another round win here for the defenders. They'll now look to complete a site sweep, coming off the heels of 2 very strong rounds.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Strong last round there for Team Daredap. They'll look to now complete the sweep by going to Dining Room Kitchen. I'd say Dining Room Kitchen is a bit simpler than Meeting and Kitchen, but it's also a bit harder to defend because of the fact that you can't really open up any walls onto the Meeting and Kitchen objective from above, unlike how you can in Dining and Kitchen. Most famously, you put a thermite charge above this wall, which is right around here, and that upper part of small tower, and you can open up the upper half of this wall, which gives you also an area to get a plant down and cover that plant pretty well, considering that it's essentially a half reinforced wall and a half open wall.
Reload! Down up! Reload! Throwing flashbang! I'm out!
Now, as you can see, a tower push here from Team Zarnok. They're going to just try and clear this out. Obviously, they have to, considering that Daredap's going to be hanging out around T3. Going to look to potentially get a frag off of those tower stairs. I don't know if they've realized yet that he's there. I think they have, considering the fact that there's some posturing here by Trapper Wolfie, as though he knows somebody's there. One all will leave, so it's now a 5v4, and he hasn't even made an impact on the round, besides maybe getting some utility down, but it seems a bit doubtful here. As you can see, the attacking team starting to close in on the side. I believe the Florida's of Trifle Wolfie just going to be trying to make something happen here, as they are, for the most part, ignoring Daredap. I don't know if Daredap's going to realize it, but if he does, that Jaeger's going to be very impactful because we're getting a flank down. Toxic will hit a Nitro kill and a Nike, as Zarnik will actually trade him out for a 4v3 now. I believe it. Just inching forward here is that Jaeger of Daredap will fall back there, but does manage to, I believe, bait out one of Flores's RC Retros as BP returns, and Zarnik gets another frag onto We Love You Sore this time. Mia did also lose a shield courtesy of Daredap, but I don't know how much more of a difference that's going to make. Daredap going to spend an entire magazine on that window there to actually rotate around. I don't know how exactly Zarnik's going to respond, but he's certainly waiting. One an angle here, will spot Daredap and picks him up easily. It's up to just Mikey on the objective here. I don't think he even knows where the attackers are, as they're looking for a plan on the other objective. Louis will pick off Mikey, and that's the end of that round. 2-2, the two teams have tied up already, and Zarnik is 1 kill away from hitting double digits. As the penultimate round of this first half approaches, I'm not too surprised with how this has been going. I mean, even though they were randomly picked, there was some balancing in there. I know that Zarnik wanted Xanern, who has been replaced obviously by Toxic, which I would say not as good of a player, but Toxic is not bad at all on his team. But obviously that would have been really bad, because that's two players not only from the same team, but also two really good players from the same team. And as a result, that's why there's a bit of balancing there in terms of making sure that neither team has a ridiculously strong lineup.
Stop worrying about grenades now. Initiate jammer.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds left before insertion.
Activate jammer.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
My magnets will protect us. Perimeter defense active.
Another top floor hold here from the defending team. They are 1 for 1 on this top floor. Did just come off of a loss on that tertiary site, as to be expected. We'll have to see if they can make a recovery here, as they look to at least come into the second half even. What they really want here is a 4-2 lead. That 2-round advantage gives them a bit of a cushion going into the obviously more difficult attacking half, as Daredap will come down Nia to open up this round here. Good strong plays there from Daredap. He's certainly proving to be a good leader in terms of fragging power for his team, especially on that roam.
Attackers drop the diffuser.
3v5 Zor will take down Zarnok. Looking really good here. As you can see, it's looking like a pretty stereotypical attack here, or an attempt at an attack that's being dismantled rather quickly by the defending team, Team Daredap, who did fall there, but obviously his team has managed to accommodate that, taking down Nike as well as Nia and Zarnok. This pretty much 2-man advantage here for the defending team has been seen similarly, and at least 1-man advantages, and has made quite a bit of an impact for the most part onto every round. I wouldn't say that it was 100%, but it's just seemed as though Zarnok and the rest of his team has been fighting for a man disadvantage for most of this game, which isn't good. And obviously it's not helped by the fact that it's a bunch of players that are just randomly getting together to play. So it's not like there's any real chemistry. And I'm not sure if there's an IGL for either team, to be frank, so it's not like there's a lot of coordination, and Mikey and BP will get the 2 frags that this team needs to at least guarantee themselves an even half. Ladies and gentlemen, we have paused for a moment just to allow BP to leave and return. He has a game chat glitch, which is unfortunate.